Good morning. I think it's still morning. Yeah, it's still morning, just barely. It's Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts. I was AWOL yesterday. I apologize to anyone who was looking for me and could not find me. I hope you weren't worrying because I was missing and didn't put up any explanation or anything like that. It's just, it was Friday. On Fridays, I tend to go out grocery shopping. Well, my Friday started out with an Etsy order for some monsters and a snail. And I had to find all those items in my inventory and get them ready for the post office. And I also had the order from Thursday that I needed to pull and get ready to mail. So I spent the morning finding the items, making a little gift to go with them, getting them packaged up, got it ready to go to the post office on my way out to shopping. Ended up leaving for shopping about half an hour, 45 minutes later than I would have liked to. Okay, I think that I wasn't quite with it yesterday. When I was leaving the store after doing my shopping, I was just backtracking all over the store. I couldn't find stuff. When I was leaving the store, you know how sometimes you get this little nagging little voice in your head like, you need to check this or you need to do this or do that. Something was telling me, check your grocery receipt, make sure there are no mistakes before you leave the store. So I pull the receipt out of my purse. I'll put it in my wallet, pull it out, look. First item on the receipt is 2 gallons of milk. I only bought 1 gallon this week because we just opened a gallon from last week. We go through about 1.5 gallons a week. So every other week I've got to buy 2. I only bought 1 gallon of milk. So I head back to the service desk. I'm going to complain and get my money back. And as I'm standing there, I'm okay. I better check and make sure that that's the only mistake. Look at the receipt. What? Munster cheese? Shredded cheddar? I didn't buy that. Did she give me somebody? Oh, this is last week's receipt. Okay, let's quietly leave the customer service area and head on my way. Okay. Got home and did a little bit of work. I figured since a little bit of playing with yarn while I was watching Hawaii Five-0, the marathon. I missed the first one because I didn't get home until afternoon. Had some lunch, got stuff together. Okay, time for Hawaii Five-0. We have this little game in our house that we also watch Star Trek. Star Trek is on the classics, original series are on at 8 o'clock, Sunday through Friday. So I will look on my phone and find out what episode it is, and then give my husband a short little clue and see if he can guess what it is. So like on Thursday, it was brain and brain. What is brain? Yesterday, I looked it up, and he was outside working in the garden. I forgot. Okay, once he comes in, I will give him a clue. And the Hawaii Five-0 comes on, and the Romulan commander from the Star Trek that night was playing a doctor on Hawaii Five-0. So once he came in from outside and got cleaned up and came up to sit down, I said, you don't need a clue as to what the Star Trek is tonight because you're going to see one of the main characters in this episode here. So he figured that out. But it's the second time that has happened when on a Friday we're watching Hawaii Five-0 and one of the characters from the Hawaii Five-0s is in the Star Trek that night. I know, they were made about the same time, same actors looking for work about that time, so that was just, okay, there's our trivia. I'm looking down at my list like I did sort of a script for today. So last night, since I've sold a bunch of monsters in the last week or so, 2 weeks in a row I've had order for some of my monsters. So I figured, okay, I need to make some more monsters. So I finished up this guy from my November Monster of the Month pattern. And then I finished up, oh, where's the eyes there, peeps? Come on, we gotta clear the eyes. You can see you got the buggy eyes, the big purple nose. Finish up this guy. And my husband said, enough with the monsters. Make something cute, make a dachshund or something like that. Well, I didn't get around to that yet. But I did start a pattern last night. There was a new video tutorial. Oh man. It's going to have to go up here because I'm forgetting her name right now. For a no-sew frog. And it had some pretty interesting construction. And you could use a color striping yarn, like retro stripes, neon stripes, one of those. I just used scrap yarn. I'm working on this clear the cart. So I just made up my own little froggy. Now, these eyes here are pony beads. Last night, when I was making this up, I was like, I got pony beads. I know I have black pony beads. And I did a bit of a search last night. Couldn't find them. So this morning, it was one of those, you know how you get into a search and you're like, I am determined to find this, and I am not going to stop until I find it. I'm going to tear apart my bookshelves. I have a recliner in the living room, and it's right between a 9-cube bookshelf that I have all my little supplies and books and things in, and a little 3 or 4, I think it's 3 square plastic cube that I got at a garage sale for $2 that has safety eyes in a box, and it's got a few other little boxes. Okay, it's got to be in one of these two. So I pulled my chair out. It's an electric recliner. I had to unplug it and like drag it out. It's like, oh man, look at all the little yarn scraps. I found a fabric needle, 3 stitch markers, a pen, a pencil, and 3 plastic lids from yogurt, stuff like that. I cut them up and I use them in the bottom of my coffee, the happy coffees that I make, or the butter lambs usually have a little plastic disc in the bottom. So, okay, I got the vacuum cleaner out. I said that our little dust cup in the vacuum cleaner is going to have the most colorful dust in there that it ever has because of all the little yarn scraps that I vacuumed up. Not like I picked up the big, but there were just these little, tiny little bits all over the place. If my husband vacuums, he doesn't like get around my area all that much because he's afraid he's going to suck up a strand of yarn and have the yarn wrap around the vacuum and have a big issue with getting everything untangled. So it's been a while since there was a good vacuuming done around my chair. Got that done. Decided to totally reorganize the cubes by my chair. And I found the pony beads. I also found out that if you buy a box of candy canes to make a cute little project, there was this reindeer that you stuck candy canes through for the antlers. Well, that was probably 2020. and they got buried in the cubby holes. And if you leave candy canes unattended for several years, they sort of melt away in the wrappers. They do not last forever. So they're in the trash now. This time, if I'm going to make that little candy cane reindeer thing, I will actually make the reindeer first and then get the candy canes to put in them. Yeah. I don't even know where the pattern is. What else did I find? I found another notebook. Does that mean I have to split one of these or make something new? What else did I find? I realized that up on my chair I had 3 different containers of pens, pencils, and markers. There were close to 100 pens, pencils, and markers in those 3 containers. I took them out and I dumped them all over the kitchen table, and I sorted through them, and I counted them all. Let's see, I'll have to get it off Instagram, but there's the count. And the funny thing is, there were over 20 stick pens. I don't like stick pens. If you gave me a choice of a stick pen or a clicker pen, I'm going to pick the clicker pen. They're just bigger, they're less cramping to my hand. I like clicker pens. And if you're sitting there thinking, you can click the pen to help you think better. So I sorted those all out. I put like 20 pencils into the closet with the school supplies. I put all of the stick pens in the closet with the school supplies. I found a eraser stick. It's this black plastic stick like this that has a white eraser in the middle, and you can like move it up as you finish off the eraser. I've been looking for that. I need erasers for when I'm working on puzzles. Oh, I forgot to tell you, last night, 9:30 at night, I realized I had not done any puzzles for the day. It took me until after 11. I think it was after 11:30, so it took me over 2 hours to finish my 4 pages for the day. I need to start earlier on that today. Yeah. So that's why I wasn't here yesterday. I was just like one thing after another, boom, 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 so busy. So this morning I feel like I'm off to a good start. I have cleaned up around my chair. Everything is nice and neat and organized. I found 2 projects that I don't think I ever showed you. From the No-Sew Mini Amigurumi, the Made by Jayda book, she has a little frog. And this is how little it turns out when you do it in worsted weight yarn. It's like, it's so little. I like it. I want to make some more. I do have plenty of green yarn left. And one of the freebies from my April freebie of the month, I think, was a tiny turtle. And I made the tiny turtle. He really is tiny. I think I'd rather stick with turtle patterns that are just a little bit bigger. This was a little too small. I think even if I put this in my $5 bin, somebody's going to be like, $5 for that? Yeah. It's got color changes. It should be more than 5, but I will put him in my $5 bin. So, I said I was nice and organized. This is all that's left from the top shelf of my craft cart. It is 9.3 ounces. There are 17 cakes left. So I'm making progress there. Clicker pen. This one used up all this peach. This took the blue down quite a bit, but did not finish it. This also took 3 different colors down a bit, but did not finish them. So today, I'm going to work on a few projects from here. Try to finish that up. I do have my to-do list. I need to do a little bit of bookkeeping, clean up my inventory list. I have a craft show in 1 week. I really do need to work on that box over there. That box has a new friend next to it. Another box that I have been tossing. I missed. Tossing things into. So I'm going to work on that today. I promise. Tomorrow is Mother's Day. We are going to my daughter's house. So I'm not sure when I will get to do a video. If I will get to do one, I have to figure out a craft bag to take with me. And I'm sure I will have a lovely time with my granddaughter. And she will have lots of ideas for me as to the next projects to work on and colors and stuff like that. So I'm feeling a bit caught up now that I have found those black pony beads. I may make a few more of these. I think I need to, the eyes, I should have gone like one more stitch down with the green over here to even that up a bit. But for my first try, I think that's pretty cute. Still have a lot of greens to work with. Greens, blues, grays, purple, pretty much. Let's see how many more projects I can get out of this. And then I got Lori's scrap bag to finish up. And I pulled yarn today for my Grand Ami Venture of the Month, the dinosaur that I'm making that my second granddaughter, Sophie, picked out for me. So many projects. So little time. Okay. I'm going to go play with yarn. So, bye-bye. I'll see you tomorrow.